Hi everyone, merhaba, this is Ayşenur Altan. Welcome to Turkish food recipes. In this episode we are making home style Turkish chicken shish kebab. It is very easy and fun to make. Just 10 minutes of preparations and you can marinate overnight or for 3-4 hours in advance. I'm gonna also make potatoes with it at the same time. So easy and delicious. Let's get started. I have one chicken breast in my bowl cut in cubes, in big chunks, and I'm gonna marinate it in seasonings. I have 1 tablespoon plain yogurt, 1 teaspoon tomato paste, half to 1 teaspoon each cumin and paprika. Sweet paprika can also be used hot, and 1 teaspoon oregano, and about less than half teaspoon black pepper. I wanted to add some curry to give some spice and color, but it is optional. And of course you can experiment with other spices like allspice. I think would be a different choice to try. And I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons olive oil and mix everything until it is incorporated. You can also mix it by hand. Make sure it covers all the chunks. I just didn't want to use my hand in front of the camera since I'm filming too myself. So it is better if you do this overnight so it soaks all the marinade and makes it more delicious. But it is okay to do it in the morning and then wait about at least 4 or 5 hours in the fridge and continue to other steps. My chickens waited in the fridge about 4 hours, and I have my veggies here, which are small tomatoes, green and sweet red peppers, and I have my wooden sticks. I'm gonna cook my shish kebab in the oven, so I have my oven tray, and simply the fun part begins. I'm going to layer the chicken alternately with the tomatoes and peppers, like so. By the way, if you can't find sweet peppers or red peppers, it is okay to make it only work it only with chicken pieces. You can still try. I'm going to drizzle some olive oil and spread it with my hand, so making sure it doesn't stick. You can also use baking paper. And I'm going to continue to work with the other sticks, layer the pieces. Let me give you one more idea. If you don't have these small tomatoes, you can also cut the tomatoes in chunks and then place it. Just an option. And I have 8 shish kebabs from 1 chicken breast. By the way, it is also possible to use a boneless thigh part of the chicken. It would be more softer. That's also option. But this one is easier. Just we have to make sure it doesn't dry out in the oven. So I'm gonna give all the details when I cook it. I just drizzled some olive oil too on top, and To go with it, I'm gonna make potatoes right now. So I have 3 potatoes I peeled and washed. First I'm gonna cut it in half and then cut it in wedges, like slicing an apple. For the look, it is better of course to choose same size potatoes, but it's optional. I didn't have it that time. And I'm going to season my potatoes with some salt, sweet paprika. You can use pepper flakes also, or other spices we used if you like in chicken. And I'm also gonna add about 1 to 2 tablespoons corn flour. Corn flour will give some a nice crunchy crust as a coating. So it is optional, but if you have it, try this version. You can also use a little bit all-purpose flour. I drizzled about 3-4 tablespoons olive oil so they can cook. Be generous with the olive oil. And I added 2 cloves of garlic too. If you don't have a garlic press, you can finely chop or grate from the finer part of the grater. Or if you don't like, you don't have to add it either. So this time I'm mixing with my hand to make sure it is all coated. And then place it in the tray in one layer. You don't want to make it too overcrowded, otherwise it would be soft rather than crunchy potatoes. My oven is preheated to 220 degrees, and first I thought that potatoes would take more time to cook, so I added the shish kebabs, the chickens, 10 minutes later than potatoes. Make sure you are close to oven, checking frequently. In 10 minutes the potatoes were already getting softer, so I placed the chicken on top because you don't want to dry the chicken's shish kebabs. So it was first with the potatoes with fan, but right now I'm using the broil program, so chickens can cook faster. After 5 minutes I'm checking my shish kebabs. They were not started to cook as fast enough, so I put it on one more top layer. It is probably because of my oven. The one I used before this one was cooking it faster, like you have to wait. It can burn like in 3-4 minutes, so it can change, depends on the oven you use. Be careful and be close to oven and check it frequently, as I'm repeating to make sure. Now I see some colors on my chicken. I saw some color difference from back to front, so I changed the tray and then turn over the shish kebabs and continue to cook. In total, it took about 15 minutes to cook my shish kebabs. The potatoes were cooked, but I wanted to get some color on top and take it out from the oven too. Just a small note, it is better if you place a baking paper under the potatoes. They are sticking a little bit. So I hope you give it a try, this home style Turkish chicken kebab, shish kebab. It is very easy and fun to make. I served my shish kebab and potatoes with cacık. It's a cucumber and yogurt sauce. I will share the recipe. It's very easy and very common, traditional. If you try, let me know how it turned out. Share your photos with me from Facebook and Instagram account Turkish food recipes. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in another delicious Turkish food recipes and vlogs. Afiyet olsun.